Great, we're going to kick things off in a moment or two, but I wanted to take this time since there isn't music playing, and as a comedy tech by trade, I find this just silence terrifying and weird. If I was at a comedy venue and there was no music playing, I would probably say something, which isn't the way to go. You should not do what I just recommended. But I would think something must be wrong with the sound because the music isn't playing, but people are here. That's weird. But you were all talking amongst yourselves, and I can't have that anymore. It's my time now. So I'm going to give you a bit of the preamble here. You are going to see the Improvised Postmortem. This is a comedy show on purpose. It's not going to be accidentally funny. We are going to do our best to entertain you, and you're going to be at a cool comedy show. Even though this is PAX, you're now at a comedy panel. Yeah, thank you. So what does that mean? Well, basically, the only thing that really that means is that you're now a comedy audience, which is slightly different from the audience you've been at other panels, or the audience you've been in when you were like watching a game demo.
So don't fuck it up.
No.
And there's our one.
Yeah, it
The
just
one F drop.
Yeah. Now, no one will swear for the rest of the show. I couldn't even finish that sentence without laughing at myself. This is 13. This is 13 plus, and I'm saying that at the child I'm making eye contact with right now.
Yeah, that was the first thing Beej says. Like, there is a child in the audience.
There are a couple, and I've made eye contact with most of them. There's probably a few surprise ones I didn't see. This is the 13 plus panel. It's improv. We're not going out of our way to be vicious or mean or nasty or blue or any of those things, but they could come up. I'm going to be prompting people. My phone is telling me it's 6 o'clock. I'm going to be prompting people with fake board game and tabletop games that don't exist in real life. Maybe they do, but as far as I know, they don't. And they're going to improvise a postmortem. And if you don't know what a postmortem is, I'll kind of briefly explain it. It's basically like a talk. It's a TED Talk, but for other people that make games, where you're like, hey, I made this thing. Here are the lessons I learned. Or, oops, wish I didn't do that. You can learn from my mistakes. And they're generally informative and sometimes funny, but these will all be funny and fun. And so my friends, my lovely friends of the panel, please give it for all my friends here on this panel. They are a mix of comedians and game designers in their own right. They've made successful games. Some of these people can't sell you the game they made because they already sold out of that game and cannot sell it to you, but would gladly take your email for future sales. And some of them are here because they go to PAXs, and it's a PAX, and I guess we're going to go to that and sell you t-shirts because we go to PAXs. Oh boy.
For that game we made, Beej.
Yeah. And I live in New York, and it was easy to come here. And also when I say, hey, I'd like to do a fun panel, they say, sure, which is very nice of them. So they're here, and they're going to be challenged with some fake game titles and give some talks here at the podium. And then in the lightning round, which is actually most of the show, but I call it the lightning round, there'll be suggested games that people on Twitter said, here's a game title, and we'll go through those fast, and I'll also get involved in those, and we'll mix and match people, and it will be a good time. And I should say this, before we get going with the panel, thank you for being here, because PAX Unplugged is the newest PAX, and you could be in line waiting to play an RPG right now, and instead you're here, and I very much sincerely appreciate you being here. Please give yourselves a round of applause. I will now give an example based on a rejected card or game idea. So I'm going to talk to you about improv card game. This is the game that I made. It was originally supposed to be a joke. I did not expect a Kickstarter to launch, nor did I expect people to be interested in the game, because it was just a bunch of blank cards. Because you make up the cards because it's improv. I thought that would be a very good gag that people would get immediately. Some people didn't get the joke and were disappointed. Some people got the joke but still were disappointed because apparently my card stock wasn't sufficient. I was told that it gave a lot of people paper cuts, but they did enjoy the experience overall. So my big takeaway was, one, if you're gonna make a joke and put it on the internet, you got to assume that people won't get it, which is apparently very valuable advice. And then the other thing I'll say about Improv Card Game is that when the second edition, when I came up with some rules, people thought that that was cheating. So apparently Improv Card Game version 2, here are all the rules, is never gonna do well. I've ran 3 Kickstarters for that because I was like, well, I think I'm a game designer now because I made a game out of Dare, but it didn't work out. And anyway, that's an example. You can take that and use that as your example when people were like, what's an example of a fake improvised postmortem? You can be like, oh, improv card game. Anyway.
That was great, Pat.
Yeah. You know, well, thank you. I appreciate it. We can be positive here. I kind of got, yeah, I forgot that. I should say that right now. Like, this is going to be a fun improv thing, and maybe we'll say stuff that in the moment is like, ooh, I'm going to keep saying it, it's coming out of my mouth. Like, if legitimately bum you out, I am sorry about that. That is not our intention. Our intention is to have a good comedy time. I did not ask anyone who is mean to be on this panel, but also meanness can live in us, and sometimes it comes out, and sometimes you do a thing and you're like, I'm gonna get tweets about that, and that's not intentional, it just happens. Anyway, let's have Tom, Dyke, and Trin Garritano, aka the Nintendo of Chicago, to come up here. They are the Nintendo of Chicago.
Yeah, you know, after the success of games like Mario Run and Pokemon Go, we figured, let's do the opposite.
Yes, please talk about your tabletop and or card game, Big Bag of Pieces.
So first of all, I am really surprised about how well this went down. People just like big bags of things.
Yeah, and I thought that it was really great when we got into sort of the like gamer parent market. That worked really well. It was a great game for all ages, truly.
Yeah, it was at least 3/4 meeples.
Yep.
Like,
obviously, that's, you know, we got a supplier, we had too many, there was a truck on the road.
They were all blue, but it's fine because people like pieces of things inside of bags, and it worked out pretty well overall. We made millions on Kickstarter.
Yeah, it was great, and honestly, I just, I think the best thing that we did was we were able to create at such a large scale that we just started throwing wood chips afterwards.
Yeah.
And like, wood chips are basically meeples that are much cheaper.
Yeah. People said, they thought that we said wood chips, but they weren't. They were actual just pieces of tree that we found on the ground.
Yeah, and honestly, TM, by the way, like those are ours now. You are not allowed to use wood chips in your game. We are Nintendo of Chicago, and we will fine you if you are using any wood chips for any sort of fun, honestly.
We will track you down, and we will find your family.
You can use concrete and like little bits of rocks, though. Those are still totally fair game.
Pebbles also okay.
Yeah, but wood chips are ours, and that I think is my favorite part of the game because it connects us back into nature.
Yes, and I really feel like in this age of climate change and climate disaster, what we really need is to get back into dead plants and pieces of them.
Yeah, really connect with that dead so that we know when we get to that place, we'll have had an experience with them.
Death is everywhere around us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Trin, and thank you, Tom. At this juncture, I do want to mention that if you don't know about Gary Whitta's Space Rocks, the game, you should Google it. It's a real thing. It started as a joke. Gary pitched a terrible idea about a box of rocks, and it was a game, and then he made it real, and he sold it. And it's just a box of rocks, and he shouldn't do it, and people should not have bought it. But they did. They bought it from him because that's a silly waste of your money, and there are worse ways to waste your money.
Do you know how much it cost?
I think it was like $20, and you bought it from him at PAX West, and he sold out. And he had to limit the numbers he sold each day because he was sold out of them so fast the first day.
Were they special rocks?
No, it's just a box of rocks
It's
that
really,
says Space Rocks on it.
it's really daring to sell people rocks because you're literally giving them ammunition.
No, there's no good part of any of that. Except that, like, I don't know, there's a fun photo of him and his wife and daughter assembling the boxes and putting rocks in boxes. That's kind of a fun photo. And that's that I was like, oh, all right, okay, family activity, all right, sure. Anyway, let's have Matt Ringler. Matt, why don't you come up here? Smack Talk Showdown. Your expansion is available Kickstarter right now. It's on Kickstarter running.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let it plug because you're an actual game designer with a game.
Yes. Go to smacktalkshowdown.com. We are sold out, so the only way to get it right now is if you go and back our Kickstarter, which will be for our second edition and our Not Safe for Work expansion. Smacktalkshowdown.com.
And now to talk about your equally real game that isn't something that I made up and put on a PowerPoint. Oops, one die is missing.
So this game was in playtesting for a long time. We started with 2 dice are missing, and we started with 3 dice are missing, and people thought that was too many dice that were missing from the game. Because at that point, people just went out and bought another game. But we found that if you just have 1 dice that are missing, they'll hold on to that game as long as they want. So we found we don't even need to manufacture additional dice for the game because chances are if you're buying a board game, you already have a board game and you already have some dice. So we decided, you know what, we're gonna save some costs and we are going to put 1 less dice in all of our games and just say, oops, 1 die is missing, and that's the game. And you know what, it worked out, we took a chance, and we're happy with it. 1 dice is missing. Deal with it. Take them from the other game. They're dice. They're all the same. Y'all have 1,000 of them. They sell them at all these cons. Dice aren't in a shortage. You don't need the extra dice. It's missing. You get another one.
Thank you so much, Matt. I always say that. Not enough aggression in tabletop sales. It's a lot of like, oh, thanks so much, and not enough like, what do you want from me? It's we'll never be comic books until we start getting really aggressive. I have another thing to say about that. I'm not going to because there's enough gatekeeping, but not enough aggression. All right, Gather Round Games is here. Why don't y'all come on up, Buddy and Liz? Gather Round Games is a card game developer, tabletop game developer. You have a game that is sold out and you can't sell here, is that correct?
No, we have it. Come buy it, please.
Oh, you have copies, okay.
Please buy it.
There was another game at your table
Yes.
that was it. Okay, I'm sorry, I read a tweet wrong. But you have games here that people can come buy on Sunday, right?
Yes, we made a game called Someone Has Died. It's an improv game set at a will arbitration, where you have to argue to a lawyer that you should get a fortune that was left behind by a dead person. It's fun, you should buy it.
Booth 3403.
3403. And then let's talk about your equally real game, and of course not a game that I made up, Sprung, a memory game.
I gotta be honest, I don't remember titling it this.
I think I was a little sprung when that happened. But really, the birth of this game was from a really funny incident that Liz is going to tell you about. No, I'm joking. What I was going to say is that words are hard. Sometimes you're trying to say a word like spring, or maybe like truck, and then
Sometimes you're typing up your Google Doc for your game and you just kind of smash the keyboard and see what comes out. And what came out was sprunk.
And what we went wrong was assuming that everyone would know the words that we intended to write when we hit the keyboard. And it turns out that what's in my brain isn't necessarily in all of your brains, and so you don't know the very hilarious story that both Liz and I neglected to tell you. And well, no, we were sure it would be transferred through the game, but I guess it turns out that that's not how that works.
Well, the reason, it didn't start out as a memory game. It started out, again, as smashing keys. That's usually our technique for creating games. It has a pretty equal hit or miss rate. This one, we decided to go that it was a memory game because we will explain it to you once and never again, and the rulebook is illegible. So you really have to be paying attention. I can't emphasize that enough. And if you don't pay attention, unfortunately, you will just not be able to play. And if you come up to us asking to explain the rules again, unfortunately, we will have to take the game away from you and not give you a refund.
We have a lot of, we ended up with a lot of very upset Kickstarter backers who, this game was released 7.5 years ago, and we're still getting emails. I don't know what this is. I didn't get my package.
A lot of people have been asking for expansions, surprisingly. So we've been thinking about doing Sprung 2, Here We Go Again. So keep an eye out for that. I think it'll be a really sprunky time.
All right, thanks so much. All right, so peek behind the curtain here. Sometimes these are things that I'm just like, this would be fun, and I edit them really hard and think about them for a while. And sometimes the word sprunk just comes in my head, and I just wrote down sprunk a memory game, and I was like, done. No edit required. I'm like, is it big bag of pieces? Is it big bag of pieces? The O and of, I literally spent a long time thinking which is better.
You made the right choice.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much. This one, I was just like, yup. Someone's gonna get sprunk a memory game. All right, let's bring up, Ben Ulmer and Brendan Beej, Dery. Why don't you come on up here? Ben and Beej of Loading Ready Run.
No game.
Yeah, you make entertainment, and you play a lot of games, though.
Yeah.
Both tabletop and card, and also video games.
That's right.
I mean, if there's something you want to plug now.
We just finished. We are in the process of putting up our new show, Road Quest. That's what's written on the bottle there. And if you like it, come to youtube.com/loadingreadyrun, and you can see Road Quest. It's 6 friendly, polite Canadians having fun with each other, driving in cars across British Columbia.
That was very ambiguous.
I know, right? I want them to go watch.
Yeah.
And then go buy the merchandise.
It's one of those things like you imagine that kind of show as like, oh, they have all these activities planned and they're going to get all these surprises. But so far, it's been a lot of like, hey, here's the thing, and then y'all just being like, what if we did this?
Yeah.
I'm just going to drive this way. Everyone follow me. And everyone's like, I guess.
There's a bunch of dudes screwing around in cars.
Yeah.
It's pretty great.
Everyone paid for it.
Yeah.
Well, you say you don't make games, but you did make a game, and that game is, of course, Who Murdered the Fop?
Yeah.
Why did we make this game?
It was one of those like good idea at the time things.
I don't even know what a fop is.
You said that multiple times during development.
Yes.
I thought it was funny to not tell you.
I thought it was an acronym. What does FOP stand for?
FOP was supposed to stand for Free Open Play Style.
Okay.
Right? You want to know who murdered our free open play style.
Right, because everybody likes linear game styles
That's
now.
right. And we wanted to be like, hey, what happened to when you could just get a deck of cards and you could just do whatever you wanted with them? You could play war with your friends, or you could play bridge with your grandparents. And it's like, you had so many opportunities. Now these days, all sorts of games have all sorts of rules. And you have to play them only one way, and it's very boring.
Yes.
Yeah, and so we thought, let's go meta. What if we made a game about who murdered the free open play style?
Yeah, and it was
modeled as an 18th century den.
Right, it's all coming back to me now. And so you get to play as a detective.
That's right.
And you get to go around asking the other people why they hate games so much.
Yeah. It's a game that we play in awful lot of, we noticed other people have picked it up and they played a lot of conventions to walk around like, why do you hate this game?
Yeah, it was one of those games where you hand something to somebody and suddenly they're unequivocally involved in your game now and everybody loves those things.
Yeah, exactly. That style of thing. So these become a very popular social game, we thought, to basically make it very accusatory and make people, hate other people personally.
And we made so much money.
Yeah.
Because people like things where you can involve other things. Because the number one thing that was the hardest was getting anybody to want to play it. But when you're forcibly told, hey, you're now part of the reason why games aren't fun anymore.
They're like, well, I have an objection to that. It's like, great.
Now you're playing! Yes! And you get instantly involved.
That'll be $5.
That's all we sold it for?
We made so much money though, remember?
Right, because we came out with 3 expansions.
Yeah. And everyone bought them. It was about who murdered the free open play style. It was like, who keeps giving me this shit at conventions? There was...
Why didn't we take that Twitter meme and think it would work?
Yeah. And what was the last one that we did again? It was something like...
YouTube apology videos.
Thank you. There's a real market for those these days. You can make a lot of money making a YouTube apology video, and that's what we did.
Yes. So thank you very much. I'm sure all of you have given us $5. We look forward to injecting you into another social paradigm eventually.
All right, thank you so much. Now, I know this is about doing, the whole premise of the show is improvised postmortems of fake video games and not, or in this case, tabletop and card games, and not coming up with a game that now I want to make, which is the YouTube apology video card game or tabletop game. Like, build your own YouTube apology video?
It's got one of those pop-out things, and you that has the YouTube frame, and you pass it around.
Yeah, and you're just like, oh.
Yeah, and then a lot like that game that puts the pie and smashes it into your face. It's hit with a DMCA notice.
You're not supposed to use that Sarah McLachlan tractor.
Yeah.
Because making analog versions of digital things is both appeals to people that are the kind of person that's like, you know what, I'm gonna get into cassette tapes, and also the kind of person that's like, I buy everything that I see on Kickstarter. It appeals to that cross section, which is just people with money. God damn. Look, if someone steals that game idea, I'm not gonna be mad about it. I'd like a free copy, but I won't be mad.
FOP means a thing, right?
Yeah, a FOP is like an 18th century dandy.
Ah, that would have made that so much easier.
It's my favorite. It's my favorite when people are like, I believe y'all got last time you did the game, you got a Call of Duty thing, and we're just like, ooh. I don't know. There was some game you got where it was very clear that you were all like, I don't know what this is.
All of them?
Yeah, all of them. Yes, all of the video game references that were in that show. Okay, so Jacob, why don't you come on up here first? Written for games, both pen and paper, and otherwise. Do you have anything on the docket that people should check out? Because we were plugging stuff.
Yes. No.
Okay.
No, I'm a voice actor. I'm a games writer for video games and tabletop. I'm also the community manager for a video game publisher called Userid Games. And I do work with Loading Ready Run sometimes. It is an honor and a privilege to be able to perform with them, but not follow them. You dick.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
When I come with these lineups, so I'm trying to be careful about stuff. I'm trying to balance some stuff out. Every once in a while when I get somebody that I'm like, oh, I got a good one for them. So don't you worry, because I can't wait to hear you talk about your game. Just a nice game where everyone has fun and no one gets mad, please.
That's just your style!
Yeah. The next thing I say is going to be with respect and an apology. All right, look. This game didn't do super well, all right? When I first conceived of the game, I just wanted people to sit down and, be nice and have fun. I was like, what is everybody like? And I was like, you know what's really good? Tribbles. But you can't use tribbles because, Star Trek will come after you. So I was like, oh, fibbles, little white lies to make everybody more comfortable with each other, but they'd be like little fuzzballs and things, and and then you like sit down, and in one of the play tests, we just like, we passed them out, and you know, what you just have to do is just like, you pass them to each other, and you just say like a little nice thing about someone. It doesn't have to be the truth, but just like something nice to each other, and it's like everybody gets up, and then like all the fibbles, like you know, the little slang you call warm fuzzies, and it's gonna be great. But the big lesson that I learned is that you don't run a play test at Thanksgiving dinner. Like, Grandma's dead now. And we lost so much money. But no, it's great because like I wanted everybody to have a good time, and it was a good time. I mean, I got to collect the insurance money on the house because it burned down after my uncle threw all the fibbles in the fire, and he called Nana a word I can't say in front of that kid over there. So like that's all I wanted. I just wanted a nice game where everybody had fun and no one gets bad pleased. So maybe you can look forward to my sequel. Just give me $1. Thank you.
Jacob, thank you so much. I was like, oh, this is a fun one. And then I was like, oh wait, there's an actual actor on that's gonna do the thing. Like a person that has like range and talent that can like do this stuff and not just say bullshit. Like me.
Thanks for making everybody on this stage hate my ass.
Yeah.
What's it like being talented, Jacob? You'll never know.
When I was like, I didn't ask mean people to do the panel. The part of the table was like, I think you did. Pretty sure you invited me to do it. All right, so we're almost in time for the lightning round, but I want to say this because I don't always, at the end, I'm always in a rush and I don't get to say it. Like, hey, I do stuff. If you like streams where instead of playing video games, people make model kits and Lego sets, check out my stuff. Also, if you go to twitter.com/PatBaer, you can see tweets where I have included for this show everyone's Twitter account, so you can follow their Twitter accounts or their work Twitter because somebody doesn't have a Twitter account. You just have an account for your game where you also just tweet your opinions of things. Using that. It's my favorite. It's like, oh, this is a Smack Talk Showdown account, but here's my thoughts about tonight's AEW show.
Yeah, that mostly though is Dennis, who also
Yes.
works on the game, is posting pretty much anytime you see wrestling related opinions, that would be Dennis, and if you see more business related stuff, that tends to be me. So if you're talking to someone on Twitter, it could be anybody.
Yeah, Smack Talk Showdown's Twitter account. But yeah, I list all their Twitter accounts. If you go to twitter.com, you can see that there. All right, it's time for the lightning round. So I just ask random assortments of folks to come up. We go through this pretty quick. Beej, while you're here, why don't you come up and we're going to chat about our game. So these were all sourced off Twitter, and they're going to be quick little talks. So let's talk about our game, Candyland Legacy.
It takes 8 hours to play this, Pat.
Yeah,
I didn't think that people would want to get lost on Floss Island this badly.
no. This was a dare that we accepted. People remember liking Candyland. They actually didn't like it. It's colorful and they remember it. So we were like, well, let's give them something to really remember. They do.
Yeah, they will. That's I guess our Candyland legacy.
Yeah. There you go. We're not going to keep talking after that. Okay, so Trin and Matt, why don't you come up and we're going to hear about your game. Very fantastic game that you two created together. What's in the toilet?
I don't know. Do you know?
I mean, Jesus Christ.
What is in the toilet?
So this, okay, there's a little backstory to this game. So it started out, not really a backstory. Someone walked into one of our bathrooms and shouted, "What's in the toilet?" And one of us thought, yo, that would make a great game.
So it's just a bunch of cards with a list of things that one could potentially find inside of a toilet. So there's like burrito, burrito-sized poop. It's happened, okay?
Yeah, there's undigested seaweed rolls. There's
Corn.
Corn's always in there.
There's like 8 corn cards, actually.
Yeah. It's like, man, it's just like so much stuff could be in a toilet. So like you just gotta guess what's in the toilet.
Yeah, it's it didn't do great, and that's okay.
Yeah, we decided in the Kickstarter to have like an actual porcelain toilet that came with all the all the backers would get one. So manufacturing was like like $1 for all the cards, and then like $500 per toilet because we hit our stretch goals, and so that unlocked some those like Japanese toilets that are really nice and fancy, and then we had to ship them out. It was just a big mess. And
the European bidet set, that was a whole thing.
yeah, we promised shipping to Australia and New Zealand, and jeez.
But what's important is that we learned a lot, and we learned what is in the toilet.
Great, thank you so much. Some of these will be quick. Sometimes I just want to hear more things that are in a toilet, and I'm going to let it go. And then other times, occasionally, people in lightning round are just like, yeah, that's it, and just walk away. It's like, all right, sure. Let's have Liz and Jacob. Why don't you come up? And we're going to hear about your game, Settlers of Your Mom. Sourced from Twitter.
Sorry, Mom.
Great, thank you so much. Good. Did I pick every single one that people suggested to me? No, some of them were very bad. And some of them were like actual game names. At least one person just retweeted with an actual name of a game that they make, and I was like, that's not what this is. I mean, good on you, but no. But I had to go with Settlers of Your Mom. I had to. Tom, Ben, can you come up here?
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna pick your brains about the game that you two developed together that I just love so much. The Great British Bake Off 5th edition source book.
Yeah.
Nobody understood why 4th edition existed, so we had to do it this way.
Yeah, so here's the thing. I'm really into flour, and that's what I put a lot into in the 4th edition, but nobody cares for flour and the grinding of flour and that whole milling process. And we heard you with that. There's actually no flour at all in the 5th edition.
Which is a great diversion from what we normally do.
Flour.
But flour, yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, my favorite.
But instead, we found people responded really, really highly to customization of things that you could do. People, if you could take a little bit of sugar from one of the classes and then
with salt from a different class.
Yeah.
Then here's the thing: if you put a little bit of butter, then you could create a custom class that would sort of be like a batter.
Yeah. And I think people really, really enjoyed when we replaced the concept of the overlord and just made it a really, really sweet old British lady.
Yeah, exactly.
And you get to role play that aspect because it's what everybody really wants to be.
Mm-hmm. The Great Mary Scary.
Yes.
Thank you so much for that. This is, like, people send stuff and I'm like, yeah. Adi, why don't you come up here? We're going to talk about the game you and I made together. I'm very excited about this. Trin just said have fun, which is just delightful. Let's talk about our game, Crimea River, Build Me a Bridge.
Well, everyone loves a city building game.
Everyone.
Everyone.
Our studies showed the game we should be building is some sort of city builder game.
And it just happened to be that I had been going through a lot of things. And I had wept all over our original prototype. And the patterns that emerged onto the page were just stunning.
So at first I was upset, and then I was very jealous. And then
composed myself, realized I need to be a good business partner. And also, sometimes other people create things that are better than your ideas, and you have to go with those. That's what game design is. It's going, this is better. This accident that you did on our prototype has made for a better game.
I mean,
Was it passive aggressive that I said we should call it Crimea River? Yes, it was passive aggressive. Of course it was. I was in a bad place myself.
and was it passive aggressive when I said that some of us have more talent pouring out of us than when we try really hard?
No! That was not passive aggressive, it's just aggressive. It was just plain aggressive because I knew what you meant as you said it.
I meant what I said, Pat.
People really like the game, and that infuriates me. I wish that it had not done well.
Because now we're locked as business partners.
Please, buy our expansion. Why don't you call your mom?
Crimea River, Pat.
Okay, thank you. Build me a bridge. Gotcha. Neither of us are sad about anything to do with that. Other things, perhaps. Okay. Jacob, Matt, let's have the two of you come up here. Lightning round. We're going for it. I'm going to hear about your game, Fantasy Pharmacy.
So, we came up with this idea after we...
It's a very hard subject, but essentially it all started in a pharmacy that we were in, and we were just waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting to get some medication. And in the waiting, we had to, pass the time, so we started making up these little games. And in those games, we just kind of lost ourselves. And then we started scrawling down all of our thoughts and notes about this game in this pharmacy. And we took these tomes that we came up with in the pharmacy and decided to turn it into a game called the Fantasy Pharmacy.
Are you real?
And
I have to cut this off, but because if I don't stop it now, it will be the rest of the panel. And while that is incredible, just can't let that happen. Liz and Trin, will you please come up? We're gonna hear about the game you made. Yeah, well, I could have just kept watching that. Sometimes you just get lost in it. All right, let's hear about your game. No pen, no paper, the RPGs.
You should have learned how to do long division in your head by second grade. I don't know why people are complaining about this. There's only 20 sides on a D20. You have 10 fingers and 10 toes. Figure it out!
It didn't do very well.
It should have done better!
All right, great. Thanks so much. Sometimes you just don't know where the other person's going with it. You're just like, Okay, let's see. Beej, you can come on up here, and let's have Ben and Tom. We'll do the three of y'all, because we're going to start mixing up numbers here instead of pairs. Let's hear about the game the three of you made. Don't Wake Baby Yoda.
It was a cash grab.
Yeah, that's a tie-in. We knew we had to make it.
It's not Baby Yoda.
Yeah. But none of you would buy it if we didn't say it was Baby Yoda.
So it's Baby Yoda, I guess, Twitter.
But for real, thanks. I really did not think that the several $100 price point would work.
Yeah, I bought a new Tesla.
Yeah. Oh my God, which one?
I bought the X.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
I should have got. Does anyone want to buy it right now? I would like to have one of those cars too. Great.
All right, thanks so much. Twitter, lied to me because it's not.
Wait, what is it?
So here's the thing.
Let me tell you!
Here's the thing. Is it an adorable baby getting into hijinks? Yes. Is it the best? Of course. Is it Yoda? No! Is it the same alien race as Yoda? We assume so. Maybe we're wrong. We don't know.
I think it's a goblin.
For so
But it's
long,
not-
I never thought I'd become the actually guy, and this made me do it.
I mean, Ben, I get it. I'm not with you, but I see you.
Oh, thanks for supporting me from a distance, Matt.
You got it, buddy. Because I just felt lied to.
I just want to make that.
Yeah.
It's just you guys.
Yeah. I know.
Please don't lump me in with them.
They played, one of the memes did Hooked on a Feeling, and I thought that was a good, nice, like, yeah, I get it. Because that song is in the other baby one. Baby Groot. You know Baby Groot. Please
the same universe,
Don't
yeah.
forget Baby Groot. I don't know. Oh boy, okay. Jacob, why don't you come up? We'll talk about the game
All right.
we made with Trin. Trin also made a game with us. So the three of us are going to talk about the game we made. Trin, you were like, and me. And I was like, yeah, sure, I don't care. That sounds great. I'll use this microphone. You can use that one. We're talking about the game we made, Cellular Provider 5G Edition.
There simply weren't enough G's.
No.
No. And we had to make this game because we are the real G's.
Mm-hmm.
OG, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah. OG, the OGs.
Look, you're on your phones all the time anyway. Play a board game about a phone, right? That's what we were thinking. We hate you, so we were like, let's make something you'll like.
Yeah, and we were thinking, you know what would be great if we made an app for this board game about cell phones. We did it!
Yeah.
And then we made a browser game based on the app, based on the board game, out of spite because we hate you.
Yeah. It only works on Microsoft Edge. Good luck playing it. Look, did we want to be the kind of people that make things out of spite?
Yes.
Yes. Spite works for us. It works for us collectively, and like, I don't know, when you find something that you can really appreciate, you go with it.
It's the energy that I ride on.
Yeah.
I have so many ulcers.
Yeah. So say mean things in our Discord that we don't check. Go ahead.
Don't do that. I'm a community manager.
Wait, oh, that's right. You have to look. Sorry about that.
That's where the ulcers came from.
Yeah.
Yeah!
All right, thank you so much. All right, okay. Tom, Adi, Matt, come on up. Sometimes this panel is like 4 people, and sometimes this panel is this many people, so we're just mixing things up. We're having fun with it.
Yet.
No one? Tom, you can't say that during the panel. Somebody fell in one of our panels once, and literally not only fell, and she is okay, but fell in a way that knocked the power to the projectors out, which is part of the show, and all the microphones didn't work for a little bit, and also we were afraid our friend got hurt. She didn't. And then Tom brought it up, and I don't like that, because it's a show. So talk about your game, Tom and friends. Bop It Hellraiser Edition.
I mean, look at Hellraiser. There's things all over his face. Tell me you don't want to bop those?
Like, have y'all ever seen like the Pain Olympics videos? Like, yeah, y'all know. So we were really inspired by those, and we're like, man, this is gonna make a really fun, family-friendly, all ages game. So we took some nails, we took some mouse traps, we took some like rusty scrap pieces of metal we found in the backyard, and we just taped them
To a face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To a creepy looking Halloween mask that we found in a dumpster in the backyard of somebody's house.
My kids hate it.
No, they love it.
I mean, I think the real issue here was that in making the Hellraiser Edition, the materials that we needed to make the game required us to commit crimes.
Yeah.
And there's only so many crimes you can commit, you know.
Before it becomes really profitable for us.
Yeah.
So thank you for listening to this telecast from Rikers Prison.
Yeah. And if you want to send some money, I need it now.
Thank you so much. Great. Let's have Beej and Liz talk about the game that you two created, which I will advance the slide so you know. Checkers Legacy.
Yeah. I really do like these legacy games.
Sometimes you play chess and you're like, I wish this were longer.
Yeah, but checkers is a harder game. We all know that, right? Checkers is harder to master, and you can't get an AI to play checkers as well as you can get to play chess. And we're like, what if we could like draw on the pieces and add stickers to the board and put zombies, because you got to put friggin' zombies in everything these days. Yeah.
We did zombies. Had to do werewolves. Had to do threw in some wendigos just for some spice.
Kind of get a bit of that, you know, American feel.
I mean, I think checkers is a vastly better game when it does involve murder. But I feel like that's the you talk now.
Yeah, murder is fun. We've all murdered somebody in real life. We're all murderers, which means we all understand checkers at a base level.
And when looking at the components, all those checkers pieces have those little divots. We thought, what if we made them just really sharp to really go into the murder theme?
You've all torn off the head of your enemies and put it on your own and said, "King me," right? We've all done that. Now you can play it around the Thanksgiving table.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Oh boy. Okay.
Turn.
Yeah. Sometimes I just gotta. Are we okay? What's up?
Car's full.
God damn it. All right.
Did you get all that? Did you get all what I did?
I got it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Owen. Give it up for Owen.
Thank you.
Apparently the card is full on my camera, so he just started filming on his phone, which is very nice of him. I would have just put up whatever we had, but I'll splice it together. We'll make it work. Ben, let's talk about the game you and I made together.
Yeah, I'm excited about this one.
Yeah. Let's chat about Why Not, the card game. Why not, right?
Yeah, we thought, people are really, really into games that don't involve boards, but are still called board games, so yeah, we're like, why not? Let's make this.
Yeah. It was like, buy it or whatever. I don't know. We were a little like, just do it. And people were like, okay. We're the kind of people that buy everything that comes out in tabletop on Kickstarter, so sure, okay.
Yeah, we wanted to hop in on that. And
basically
the game consists of us just, you pick a card, you play it down, and it has some sort of suggestion that you gotta do, and you go, why not? We threw a couple of weird things in there. We collaborated with some people that did some checkers legacy game. It said, like, murder your friends and whatnot. It tied in quite nicely to their things.
Yeah, and sometimes people are like, we don't feel like playing your game anymore. And we're like, yeah, okay, sure. Don't then.
The essence of this game is that it's just like, apathy is just the way of the world, and we just kind of want to entice you on that.
You're tired of apples to apples. You don't want to play that anymore. So I don't know. Why not the card game? Like,
yeah.
We're not making you. We didn't.
Was your sales pitch just, hey, play our game? And they're like, no. And you're like, why not? And they're like, oh, brilliant.
We have no reason to deny you.
Yeah. Please. Thank you so much, Ben. Yeah. We didn't sell a lot of copies of it, but we sold a few. Let's have Tom, and let's have Liz, and let's have Trin. Yeah. Let's have the three of you talk about the game that you made called Eurogame, the card game.
First of all, no one wants to play this.
Yeah.
Like, I can't strap a dude down into a chair for 5 hours to play this game. It takes such a long time.
Well, I'm telling you, you just haven't tried hard enough, but you didn't listen.
Right.
Yeah. I will say another issue was that we did only release it in South America, which is far away from Europe.
Yeah. We probably should have tried the European market maybe at least one time.
Well, I guess we figured, gotta go to that untapped market.
Yeah, and then it was untapped for a reason.
Yeah. Lots of resource management in this game, a lot of math, and kids these days love math.
They do.
Yeah.
They don't use pen and paper.
Just in my head.
So this is for your little mathlete in the family. Eurogame, the game, the card game.
Expanded edition coming next year.
Oh, great! Thank you so much. We're going to get through a few more. We got some time to get through. I'm going to take a quick second here as we keep going. I'm literally going to promote a thing I have nothing to do with, but you should watch it. If you have Hulu, you want to watch an anime. After School Dice Club is an anime about board games and tabletop games, but it's not just about those games and thinking those games are great. It's a show about friendship. It is legitimately a show about Japanese schoolgirls high school girls who play games together and are growing as people.
It's so good.
It's so good.
No,
it's so good.
So good.
What's it called? We missed it.
Oh, it's called After School Dice Club. It's on Hulu.
This is the coolest
And so there's not a lot of slice of life anime out right now. It's not really slice of life, but it's very close to it. There are some boys in it, and occasionally it's about the boys, and I'm like, no, this is not about the boys. There's one about relationship with one of the girls' parent, and it was just real emotional, and I was like, what's going on, board game?
This is Marrakesh.
Yes. Yeah, they're just what's a good game? This game. And then there's an exchange student, and her dream is to play games and make friends with people that play games, and she does that. And you're just hell yeah, the second half of the show is great.
What the heck? What is this on?
It's on Hulu.
Well, I wasn't going to have another subscription service, but I totally am now.
Yeah.
Can we just stop the panel and watch it?
No.
The manga is great.
Oh, the manga is very good, yeah. Look,
Purist.
was I going to talk about this anime during this show? Of course I was.
Yeah, this is wild, Pat. I've never been on a panel where midway through we're like, we've been having a lot of fun tonight, but it's time to talk about anime. And Beej's eyes lit up. Because this is what he does all the time. I am seeing spots.
It's that thing where we're hitting the point where y'all have RPGs you signed up for and you gotta get to that start at 7:15, and you're kind of looking at your phones I'm gonna duck out of this a little early. They're just gonna make up some stuff for the next 10 minutes. And I didn't want you to leave before I promoted an anime that I like. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I pitched a show for PAX East, which is just what I did right now, the panel. It's called Yelling About Anime That We Like. If they don't accept it, I'm still gonna just do it. I'm gonna do it no matter what. They just have to accept it and give me a goddamn room and let me show clips of anime that I've just been yelling about on Twitter.
I will help you.
Yeah, right?
We're gonna be on that panel.
Yeah. Beej, of course you're on that panel.
I will hide in his hat if you don't invite me.
I mean, just of course, yes.
Good.
Yeah. I got a couple people that are I don't think I'm gonna go to PAX East. I'm I'm gonna do a panel where we yell about anime we like, and I'm all right, put me on it, okay. See if they approve it, see if you can get Saturday. And I was like, yes. So anyway, tangents happen because I have a microphone. Semi-unplanned, mostly unplanned. Tom, 80, Jacob, let's hear about your game. I feel like...
You did it wrong.
I did it wrong, a D. I did a D. Yes, a D. Come on up. Yeah. I said her name wrong, and then I felt bad. And that's what happened here, Jacob. It's okay. No, you don't have to hug me, but I will take it, because it's nice. Let's hear about the game y'all made. Dungarees, Denim, and Jeans, TCG.
So really we wanted to get the Canadian market.
It's a luxury game based on the Canadian tuxedo. For anybody that didn't get that joke. So pretty much, it's called Dungarees, Denim, and Jeans, the collectible card game. It's about various types of denim. We have special, what we call indigo cards, because that's how you make jeans.
You combine those with the water, and then you try to find like ethical sourcing, and throughout it all, we're trying to make a brand new company that'll have the most ethical jeans in the card game market.
And they're Canadian and fancy. Yep.
Some of them are blue.
Yeah.
Some of them are indigo.
Yep.
Some of them are cyan. One of them is chartreuse.
Yeah. Yeah. And 10% of all of our proceeds go to the abolishment of cargo pants.
Well, I'm going to stop you right there. I will not hear negative things about cargo pants during my panel. Do I have an opinion on cargo pants? Not really.
There's this great cargo pant anime that just came out.
No. Oh God, if there was. I don't know what it would be. I mean, it would look, would it be an isekai where someone was reincarnated as a pair of cargo pants that were great? Of course. Is that already a manga? Probably.
It would be called I thought I asked to be reincarnated without so many pockets.
I asked God to give me a lot of pockets and he made me into a pair of cargo pants. Yeah. Isekai took a turn. It's okay. We got a couple minutes left. So this is the part of the panel where I just go through them because sometimes they're just funny to go through. So we're just going to quickly go through these last ones before we close things out and we'll give Beej a chance to recover. Election intervention, electoral combat, dice baby. That one's probably wasn't going to be funny, but it was fun to just say out loud. The myriad romance of Titan cats. Look, that's a reference, I think. I don't know what it is. And if I don't know, maybe someone else did. Moms or dads? What kind of game is that going to be? Oh, hey, Becky. This game is supposed to be sexy. Big bag of bugs. Capitalism buster. Very tiny pieces you have to paint. Hey, this game requires work. Terminal boredom. Whoever sent this to me also described the game. They like pitched the game and I'm like, that's not what this panel is. We do that part. Simple party game, the complicated board game. Gloomhaven. People really liked that my friend Casey suggested Gloomhaven. Shout outs to Casey Malone. Magic, but real. Something to play with Grandpa. Bank, Legacy, the capitalist deck builder. People love Legacy games. Wait, what? Keep Uncle Dan alive. Game based on 80s movie, but it's good? The Thing board game. It's gonna take you 6 hours to play. It's incredible. That's true. Sticky Fingers. Apples, but real. I made that one up because I like that but real a lot. Malarkey. As close to Batman as we can get legally. AKA most games on Kickstarter. Most comic books. Hey, I have an idea for a comic book. I can't make this. Give me money. And the last one, our bad version of Cards Against Humanity. I mean, also is a game that every year someone else is like, I got a great idea. It's Cards Against Humanity, but our cards are mean because you stopped being mean.
There's like 10 up right now.
Yeah. I understand. Anyway, that's the show. Thank you all so much for coming. Improvised Postmortem happens about video games at PAX East and PAX West. We do not do PAX South. Someday I'll go to PAX South again. We definitely don't do PAX Australia. That's far away. Folks here, some folks here are going to be, you can go see them at the Kickstarter booth or at Gather Round Games, or just at the show floor, or in Brandland. Hey, I'm going to tell you about a thing you didn't know exists. There's a place here at PAX Unplugged called Brandlands, and you should find it on your map and then go say hi to Little Gritty Run there. Because you didn't know Brandland was a thing. You can meet a actual famous cartoonist who's been in newspapers. Why is that happening?
Yeah, Bill's great.
Yeah, Bill rules. You can just be like, wait, you can come up to him and say the thing that he gets all the time. Oh, I read this as a kid. It does not make him feel old. Oh, Bill, I love him. And yeah, you can see some people and do some stuff and enjoy the rest of your PAX Unplugged and have a great one. Goodbye, everybody.
Thank you.